Hello, it's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm. I wanted to take a minute to chat with you about what happens at a Social Security disability appeals hearing. These hearings take place after the claimant has initially filed for Social Security disability benefits and received an unfavorable decision, and then an appeal is taken, and then the administrative law judge sets it for a hearing sometimes 6 months to a year, unfortunately, after the appeal has been made. Then we have the hearing. And at these hearings, they typically last anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, just depending on how detailed it is. And you, the claimant, will sit next to me at a table with microphones in front of us. You'll get sworn in. And the judge will either be in the room, or the judge could be on the television screen doing it remotely. Also in the room is going to be the administrative law judge's assistant, who really acts, in my opinion, kind of like an MC, just making sure that everything moves along smoothly, answers questions if needed, etc. And then typically there'll also be a VE, a vocational expert, in the room, someone you've never met, someone who's never been introduced to you until the day of the hearing, but they've reviewed your file, and their job is to give testimony to answering questions that the judge may have or that I may have. And typically the way this goes is the first few minutes is the introduction. We're just sitting there saying hello. The judge will swear you in, put you under oath, and then there'll be a couple of minutes of conversation with me about the exhibits and the onset date and some other housekeeping measures. And then the judge will turn to you, the claimant, and may have some questions. And what we never know is, what are those questions? The judge will have reviewed the file and have certain things that he or she needs to be answered. And after so much time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, you'll sit there and answer those questions to the best of your ability under oath. I'll also have an opportunity when the judge is finished to ask you questions. And then the judge will turn his or her attention to the vocational expert with some questions about the hypothetical job market that's out there in your situation. And I'll also have the opportunity, should I choose. Sometimes we may even bring in witnesses to testify on your behalf. It could be a loved one, it could be a former co-worker, a neighbor, those kind of things. And every case is different. These are just some general ideas. And then lastly, at the conclusion of the case, or the hearing that day, the judge very, very rarely will give a ruling from the bench. Most likely, they'll take somewhere between 30 and 60, maybe even as many as 90 days in order to to do a ruling and to send out the decision in writing. You'll get a copy of that in the mail, and so will I, and that will tell us what's the next step. I hope this has helped answer a few of your questions and concerns. As always, if you have questions about the process and filing for Social Security disability benefits, please give me a call, 205-930-6900, nomberglaw.com. We're located in downtown Birmingham, but we handle Social Security cases throughout the central part of the state. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.